and welcome everyone to the Mechanics Institute on this Thursday evening. I'm Abel Talamantes, chess director at the Mechanics Institute, and we are here for Grandmaster Nick DeFermian's Arena. It's going to be 60 minutes, game in 5 plus 2, open to any Mechanics Institute chess club member, virtual chess club member. All you got to do is just go into tournaments, look for in progress, and then sign up. And we are coming off a very busy week with the U.S. Amateur Team West Championship, which was quite an exciting event for us. And here we are having a little fun with Nick's Arena. And let me just edit this. And that should be good. All right. And when we had FIDE Master Paul Whitehead's arena, we were talking about the first game curse that tends to happen. Paul seems to have a lot of difficulty in his first game. And then he sort of warms up, and then things start to click. So let's see if Grandmaster DeFermian can get through his first game and get through this arena, which has a lot of tough players. We have 8 so far, but we have Jonah Bush is in there, as is Clarence Lehman. For now, sort of the usual crowd. Mike Saylor's in there, as is Gonzalo from Uruguay. Strong players there. Kevin Sun. Kevin Sun, amazing that he's playing this. He's got a game tonight in the Thursday night marathon. What is up, Oli? Gonzalo. If you stay ready. 999. Wow, 10 players. So we've had a couple more join. All having a little fun on this Thursday evening. And the Mechanics Institute, we got another big event coming up this Saturday. We just finished the U.S. Amateur Team West, where we had 300 players, and won by UC Berkeley. They are the champions of the West, so they're going to wait to see who the winners of the East, North, and South are, and then play in the national semifinal. And it would be beautiful if UC Berkeley can get it done and bring the amateur team championship. It's about time that the West won it. I think we're due. So I think it's been a while since we won it too. So and yeah, but this Saturday we have the kids, the U.S. Amateur Team West Scholastic side event. So we're going to have the Scholastic players form 4-player teams and battle it out. We have over 100 players. Registration's still open. So if you're a Scholastic player and want to get in on the action, there is still time. And that will conclude a very busy month that we had at the Mechanics Institute of chess, with the Pan Am, the U.S. Amateur, and then we have the Scholastic event. And we've just, here's the link for the Scholastic event, anybody's interested. And we just got notification that our bid to the U.S. Chess Federation got approved to organize the U.S. Junior Chess Congress in April, along with Glenn Panner and Merritt Thorpe over at Chess Weekend out of Chicago. So we love working with them, and we're going to be really excited to work with them. We're all on the same page in terms of what our expectations are, and it's going to be tons of fun. So really looking forward to that. And you know, that combination with Judith and Glenn, and then Merritt helping along, and you know, me providing the support wherever I can. Hey, Alexi, we're looking to have a great Scholastic event online, and Nick is looking good, looking very good here. No more checks. I think this game is going to be in the books pretty soon. And good to see. It looks like Nick's going to get the first win pretty quick. Oh, look at that. Nice little technique there. And hey, Alexi. Hello from Texas. All right. Looks like Nick might be waiting on the next opponent. Quick win for Nick DeFermian. And yeah, it was a lot of fun this weekend having the wall-to-wall coverage with Paul and Nick on the games of the amateur. And check out that newsletter that's going to be coming out. It usually comes out Saturday morning, 10 a.m. We're going to see if we can release it Friday evening. And we're going to have some terrific games, terrific annotated games. The games were sharp and exciting at the Amateur West. A lot of fun, a lot of tactical shots. So we'll go over some of those in the newsletter that is forthcoming. Not out yet, but be on the lookout for that tomorrow. I'm going to put in the Twitch chat, if you don't already get the newsletter. Actually, let me go the direct. Let me give you the direct link so you can subscribe, get on our email list if you don't already have the newsletter. And then when it comes out, you'll be one of the first to know. Here we go. That's a huge link. Never mind all the gibberish in there. Just click on it and subscribe to the Mechanics Institute newsletter. Wow, we got Nick DeFermian playing Oli. So Oli's got his hands full right now. And there's the game. Oli playing some attacking chess here. There was an opening that came up while watching the Paul's Arena. And it was just like a silly opening that we hadn't heard of. And I was gonna ask Nick if he knew it. But now I can't even remember what it was. It was something like E3, D4. Like E3 for white, and then D5 for black or something. It was just called something I'd never even heard of before. And then Paul was commenting, like, you can make name an opening after anyone, I guess, or after anything. 10 minutes gone already in the arena. Time flies. And then another event we have coming up in March is the San Francisco Scholastic Championship. So a lot of chess for the kids also coming around. That event usually is held in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. We did it virtually last year. Which was pretty amazing for us because we did the event in May. It's usually held in March, but we closed down in March. We actually shut down for the pandemic just weeks before we were supposed to do the San Francisco Scholastic Championship. Fortunately, we were able to cancel everything. Kudos to the city because they didn't put us on the hook for any of the rental there. But then 2 months later, we did the event online, and it went really well. Had like 270 players, which I think was a record because the record was the previous year with 250. So it's a completely free event. for any kid that wants to join, and we do have a rated section. So last year it was won by Shaunak Shivakumar, uh, and we'll see if he comes back to defend the title. Shaunak Shivakumar at the U.S. Amateur West had a big win, defeating Jennifer Yu. So big win for him. Alexi wrote an article about the U.S. Amateur Team West. They won't come out until February 7th. Any chance I can get into the next newsletter, the one on February 13th? Oh, so you want it in the newsletter after it gets released. That makes sense. Absolutely. If you don't mind, that would be fantastic. You have not missed the deadline for this newsletter. So if you have something you want to send, or if you want to send that, but I don't think you want to send it so that we can release it before you are set to release it. But whatever you have, you can still send it to me. Just send it to me tonight, by tonight, which for me is 9 p.m. Pacific. Right? I think that's 11 p.m. for you. And as long as you do that, I can include it in the newsletter coming out. And look at this game. Looks like Oli's up a pawn. Oli plays Nick tough. Okay, perfect. So whatever. If you have something to send me, you can send it to me tonight. If has to wait till next week, we'll do it next week. Sounds good. And I was mentioning that Oli seems to play Nick pretty tough. And still plenty of time left. Even though we're in endgame, 2 minutes and 3 minutes, still plenty of time. It looks like White's getting some activation out of those pieces. They're looking pretty strong right now. Actually, the Knight's going to go to a good square, and then you got the Rook creeping up over there. There could be some opportunities. And Nick is no doubt looking for them. Look at that. So if black takes the pawn, king takes the pawn, but then is attacking the bishop, and then the rook's attacked at the same time. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Black has bishop d4. What a nice tactical shot. Nick with king e3. What a game. Tough game. So you get fun games in the arena. Now which bishop? Interesting endgame here. Ten players in the arena, 43 minutes left. Oh. Oh, nice. It's like Nick might be able to hold this one here. Looked pretty scary for him for a while. All right, now I wonder if Nick's thinking about winning this. Even though everything looks even. Oh. And the game is drawn. Nice play. Nice tactical shots. Good job, Oli. Something tells me you will face each other again. 10 players, both of you waiting on your next game. Let's take a look at this game that's going on right now between Jonah Bush and Kevin Sun. Though it looks like Jonah has this under control. What about Mike Saylor? Wow, look at that game. Yeah, look at that. So White played Queen C4 check, and now if Queen H3, Queen F1. Let's see. Nick and Oli still waiting on those games. Great game there. "40 minutes left in the Gladiators Arena. Still waiting on games. Who else is playing here? Wow, here we go. Nick DeFermian versus Jonah Bush. Nice to see you playing, Jonah. And everyone watching, the Tuesday night marathon resumes this coming Tuesday. And if you're interested in playing the February Tuesday night marathon, let me put the link in the Twitch chat. It's going to be 6 rounds over 3 weeks, 2 games per evening. And game in 35 plus 2 and USCF rated. So if you want to get in on the TNM, there is the link to do that. International Master Josiah Stearman is registered. He's definitely playing. We think we're going to get our usual strong top players playing. And one thing that's going to be a little bit different in this marathon and moving forward is that we are going to be requiring a camera. So that'll be new. So that reminds me, I got to send a message to those that have registered. We will be doing, for the February Tuesday night marathon, we'll give the option of front or side camera. But starting in March, we will be in just one camera. But starting in March, we will be requiring a side camera. So, especially after the experience of the Pan Am and the U.S. Amateur West, not because there was rampant cheating, because there wasn't in either event, but the use of cameras was not as burdensome, it seemed and felt. And actually, we got a lot of interaction between games in the Zoom. It made it a little bit fun, but it also made it safe against any fair play um, violations. So we're gonna go this route, and I think the Mechanics Institute is ready to bring this. I mean, we've done it for all the major events we've done, but I think we're ready to do this for our Tuesday night marathon, especially as it's getting more popular, and we do have $2,000 prize pool based on 50 entries. So cameras at the TNM. So, and I'm curious because I'm curious if we're gonna get players participating that may usually not otherwise have participated because it did not have that added security of camera on the player. So we'll see. And we're also curious to see if some players choose not to participate because of they feel like it's burdensome to have a camera. I used to be one of those skeptics in the very beginning that it was going to feel like a big burden for some of our players, especially some of our mechanics players that may not be as tech savvy, but it was actually not bad at all. And I think by now, so many players have played not just at mechanics but other events. I think they're used to that expectation. So we'll be doing it starting with this TNM, and hopefully it's just a smooth transition, as the transition was to get people from our live club to go online. So follow us on the journey, as one camera required starting this coming Tuesday night marathon, which begins this Tuesday. You may register by following the link in the chat there. And the last marathon that we had was a tie for first between Grandmasters Alexander Lenderman and Grandmaster Gadir Guseyanov. And a lot of strong players in the field. We had 65 players in the last marathon. Let's see if we can get that or more. So check it out. Follow that link and take part in the tradition that is the Tuesday night marathon. All right, how's Jonah doing here? He's out of a 1 hour French, and Jonah can at least say that he triple pawned a 3-time U.S. champion. You would rather like to say that he beat a 3-time U.S. champion, but Nick's not just going to sit around and let that happen. Nice game by Jonah. We'll still got 10 players in the arena. Mike Saylor is also playing Frank James Marshall, Clarence Lehman. Good players and good games for the Thursday night arena from Grandmaster Nick DeFermian. So if you're one of the players watching, and how do you feel about that? Cameras on the Tuesday night marathon. If you have a strong opinion about that, let us know. I'm curious to hear it out. We actually found out that players liked it. Actually, they enjoyed that extra level of security, and especially with the Zoom camera, because you can go back and cameras required on the Tuesday night marathon starting this next one. One camera, not two. Elliot's asking in the chat about what? Cameras required at TNM. And I still see 10 players. So Elliot has not joined the party. But Elliot's got a big game tonight in the Thursday night marathon, playing Gadir Gusainov. No stereo? Like stereo going in the background? Or high definition camera? Elliot's got his studies. Elliot actually teaches at Francisco Middle School in the city, San Francisco, and that middle school coordinated a match with another school, Voltaire School in Qatar, and at 8 a.m. yesterday, they actually played that match, and we streamed it, and it was kind of fun. It was an arena, 60-minute arena, game in 5. And it was a lot of fun watching the kids from San Francisco and Qatar playing each other in chess.com arena. And the teachers themselves were playing. So Elliot jumped into the arena, and he was on the Twitch chat with us, Lycée Voltaire in Qatar. And it was a whole lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, having chess that early and seeing Elliot up that early playing chess. But do you get up like early anyway, Elliot? Or was that something you had to like force yourself out of bed for? Whoa. Nick on the attack. That is an interesting looking Bush going down. This is an interesting looking position though. You got the queen sitting there with, a knight, a bishop, a knight, all in the back rank. Nick just trying to do it the easy way here. Jonah Bush with 3 seconds left. Let's see if Jonah can pull a comeback on the increment. Very good, very good. All right. The champ, Nick DeFermian, 2.5 out of 3. Who do you got next round? He's waiting for opponent. Let's check in on Frank James Marshall and Mike Saylor. And Mike Saylor currently leading the arena. Wait, why is he leading the arena? So he's got 5 points, but 2 points out of 4. Jonah Bush, 2 out of 3. Nick, 2.5 out of 3. I would have thought he would have more points, but I think what happened is Mike Saylor won his 2 games in a row. So it's giving him that little boost. And big rematch here with Nick DeFermian and Gonzalo out of Uruguay. They drew their first game, so now this is revenge opportunity for Nick. Gonzalo's. I've noticed lately Elliot gets obsessed with usernames, chess.com usernames. Because all of a sudden, a tournament or a game will be played, and he's like, "Who's that guy? Who's that? Who's that?" 27 minutes left in the arena. Not too late to join. If you are watching this and you're a member of the Mechanics online community, you can jump into the arena at any time. No sections. You just jump in and you get paired with whoever is available at that moment. So what you get some people doing is they'll finish a game and then you have to click that you're ready for the next game. And what they'll do is they'll wait until Nick finishes a game and then they'll join on the hopes that they'll immediately be paired with him. And it works. It often works. And if Oli's listening out there, how is chess in Uruguay right now? You guys doing outdoor chess? Answer that after the game. So, Elliot, one of the things we learned in that arena match that we played between the schools is that the way it is now, there's no way apparently if two teams wanted to play in an arena, there's no way to make it so that the two opposing teams wouldn't get paired against each other. Uh, he said he was getting ready for the over-the-board semifinals of Uruguayan Championship. Is that right? Wow. That is Oli, huh? The semifinals, does that mean he's one? You're one of the final four? Punta del Este. Well, good luck to you. You're getting some good training right now. I don't know what a Scheveningen match is. I'm assuming from what you said is that it separates you in a like open tournament from playing somebody that's on your team. Wow, made on the board, right there. Nick got him. I probably distracted you. Like I'm having you answer questions, and next thing you know, you got mated. So I apologize for that. Maybe I did it on purpose. You never know. Paul thinks I do that to him. I start talking to him, and then all of a sudden he's losing. Nick's apologizing in the game chat, but he's glad he got the win. He's happy with the rating points. Nick has a rating that Paul has not been able to attain. In Nick's arena, I mean in Paul's arena, it's sort of like a standing goal that he needs to cross 2300 and maintain it. He's not been able to do it as of yet. He's crossed 2300, but then it goes down. Nick at 2457, solid. And Nick's waiting for his next match. He's in the lead in his arena, but if you stay ready, he's right behind. And then Mike Saylor doing well also. Still no game. Let's look at, while we wait, Django 49 and Frank James Marshall. Let's take a look at If You Stay Ready and Mike Saylor. So Elliot's saying 2 teams play a match, say 6 players on each team, and then they play 6 games each, one against each opponent. Okay. So everybody plays each other. So no board order. The board order doesn't matter because you're going to play them anyway. Got it. Got it. And what did chess.com say? Yeah, we're working on it. Good idea. Nothing, yeah. Yeah. Yep, then you reached out to chess.com. They're a little busy, so they don't always respond to everything. All right, Nick, you playing? Still waiting on a game. This sort of hurts an arena player when you gotta wait on a game. Did they even know? Oh well, you don't know what they said. I was gonna say, did they even know what kind of tournament that was? But you never even got a response. Interesting game here. And Nick's still waiting. Yeah, go eat because you got to get ready for your big game tonight in the Thursday night marathon. 21 minutes left in the arena. Nick is leading it, but not by much. If You Stay Ready's in second, and Mike Saylor is in third, but they're playing each other here, so one or the other is going to get in the way of the other. Tough position for If You Stay Ready, though, here. A lot of pressure. Wow, I feel like tactics are abound here. He's got time. He's thinking about it. Stay on this game. See if there's something to be had here. He just feel he wanted to take that pawn. Check. And Ole St. Fide approves some kind of hybrid tournaments. I don't know if they did approve it. Alexi, do you know? Yeah. You know, I don't know how I feel personally about the hybrid tournament. So, like, an example of the hybrid tournament would be, and correct me if I'm wrong, people would be able to play on their computer live, with there being a TD or proctor in that room. But you would have different locations and different rooms or something like that. I mean, would that be right? So, like, we can have a tournament, say, that's organized by the Mechanics Institute, where we can have people bring their computers to play online, like, at the club. And then we have a TD there. And in this same event, at the Marshall Chess Club, people could be playing there, and they have their own tournament director, right? So it's a combination of live, but it's online. But it involves someone being at a location where they're supervised, and you have a tournament director. The advantage to that is that, would you be able to have, FIDE rated regular events, right? If you do it that way. But it just doesn't feel right? Like, to be playing that way. It doesn't sound fun and interesting to me, although, that's just a knee jerk reaction. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, like anything that'll get me out playing, even if I have to, it's going out to play online, seems attractive at the moment. So, but it's funny that FIDE has done that because FIDE lagged in terms of uh, coming together with the online virtual. I mean, they were just sitting around, not doing anything. And now they're open to hybrid, but US Chess doesn't have hybrid like on its radar right now, at least that I know of. So anyway, interesting. I don't know about the hybrid. Yeah, and Oli's got mixed feelings about it. I would too, but you know, it's all relative, right? Because I have mixed feelings about it, but it's not like I have the option of playing a full live event and I just choose to do a hybrid. Like that's not what's happening. It's we actually don't have the option of playing a full live event. So now do we like the hybrid given the conditions we're in, right? Something to think about. And it looks like Mike got through as I was yapping away here. Nick, did you even get a game yet? Still nothing, huh? Crazy. You were waiting on one of these games to end. Nice game by Mike Saylor. Are we going to see Mike Saylor and Nick? Maybe, maybe. Oh, there he is. Nick is playing Young Morphe. Yeah, we had a couple of more players join. Looks like KRG Chess and Young Morphe joined. So, all right. Nick DeFermian and Young Morphe playing. And then we also have Oli and Erm999. So, be following those two games. So what do you think of that hybrid? Yay or nay? Given the conditions we're in, I would listen, but obviously that's not where we want to be in the end. I actually spoke with a tournament organizer. I think it's from Romania. Uh, and he was talking about a hybrid event, and this was like a month ago, so it was in the works, but it was a total hybrid event where the idea was to play in separate locations, like one tournament in different locations, and the advantage of that is like if you organize one event that's sort of open to the to the world, right? You can leverage your base in the Bay Area to get players, and then in New York they can leverage their base to get players, and then in Mexico they can leverage their base to get players, and then each site has a tournament director proctoring the games. So it's interesting, but I think people are wanting to get back to the pure playing over the board element in chess. So, but if you have any opinions about hybrid format of tournaments, put them in the chat. Let us know. Oli has mixed feelings about it. And Alexi's got a good explanation of what the hybrid is. Um, you know, all things being equal, I would say that it sucks, but things are not all equal right now, so there might be something to be said for it, given that the other options we would love to have are not available to us. So 13 minutes in the arena. Nick actually had to sit out quite a while waiting for a game. I don't know if that affected him in the standings. It has not. Uh, but he is in first. But Mike Saylor is tied with him in terms of the number of points. Nick's got 3.5 out of 4. Mike Saylor 3.5 out of 6. But Mike Saylor's gotten a greater volume of games, and that seems to have benefited him. Hey, Mike. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for playing the arena. You get to play three-time U.S. champion for free. Like, what more could you ask for, right? 12 minutes left in the arena. 12 players. And again, if you just joined, Tuesday Night Marathon starts again this coming Tuesday, February 9th. And the one thing that will stand out and is different in this marathon is that camera will be required of the players. So we'll see if that drives people or drives away. But we've been in communication with some people that they would actually be more likely to play where they haven't played before because we are doing that. To curtail rampant cheating, and we have not been having cheating on big levels, so it's not like we're doing this because we're having a lot of serious cases of cheating. Just the success we had with the Pan Am and the U.S. Amateur West, where we had cameras on every player, it didn't seem to be a burden for players to do that. And for the ones that it was a new experience, they caught on right away. And that's also thanks to Judith. She made some great tutorial videos that was really helpful. And once you know the process and what you have to do, it's really simple. And it does add that level of added level of security and trust that everything is solid. And even when we didn't require it, we would occasionally have players play on camera. Sometimes we would do it at random. Sometimes we would do it because fair play flagged something as suspicious, though it didn't qualify as a forfeitable violation. So it's not like we never had people on camera, but it's going to make players feel a little more comfortable, and it's something that we think we can easily implement. So we'll see how it goes. It definitely can't hurt. That's for sure. It's just we probably have a few players where they're gonna feel like it's a big burden. But if you have a reason that you think we need to know about, and email us because there might be an alternative. So reach out. Under 10 minutes left in Grandmaster Nick DeFermian's arena. Doing quite well for himself against Young Morphy. And he's going to need this win because If You Stay Ready is past him in the standings. But he will regain the lead if he can close the show here. And if he doesn't trade, Rook D3 is going to be played. Yep. And White just facing hopelessness here. En passant capture. Let's check out. Look at this game. This is Oli and Erm. It looks like Erm was coming on the attack and just did not quite get there. And everything protected like a little cocoon. Nick got the win in his game. So Nick waiting for his next game. He's regained the lead in the arena. 3 games in a row. He is down with 12 points. If you stay ready with 9, and Mike Saylor with 8. And Nick playing Django 49. And this may possibly be the last game for him with the G5 plus 2 time controls. 7 minutes left. And thank you everyone for hanging out with us and on this Thursday night. Nick taking his time here. What other games we have? Is that game still going? Yeah, Oli took that game. How does it affect the standings? Does it? Oli with 7. If you stay ready with 9. Nick's still in the lead. Oops. Just checking this game. Frank James Marshall is leading if you stay ready. He's got his king on the side of the board on A5. Look at that. Black king on B4 on move 26. It's like a fighting piece over there. Oh, wow. So Alexi, so the tactics you put in your article are different than the ones you will see. You will see because some of the games I highlighted were the ones that had tactical shots. But even if we do happen to use the same one, you're gonna tell a different story. So I can tell you this though, Alexi. Paul's article in this week's newsletter had to do specifically with covering round 5. There were 2 games going on at the same time between the top 2 UC Berkeley teams because they faced off in round 5. And there were 2 games where it came down to 2 knights versus a rook. And so he did an article on those 2 games specifically, those 2 games. And I believe it was Ashrita Swaran against Christopher Pan and Nathan Fong against Junior Mejia. And so those were those 2 games. But then the games I sent to Nick, some of them did have tactical shots. The one I will tell you that I sent to him, which it was fascinating to me to see it, was the one between, it was Arjun Bharat against Teemu Virtanen in the ending of that game. So I would not be surprised if that's one of the ones that you put in there because that was a fun one to see. So I'll just leave it there. And wow, this game was drawn. Interesting game. Back to Nick's game here. Nick playing black, trying to see if he can squeeze out another victory with 3.5 minutes left. He leads the arena with 12, but If You Stay Ready is at 10 right behind. And I think if You Stay Ready is able to get a win, a quick win, there he might be able to jump ahead of you, and he's waiting on a game right now. So it's actually helping that he's unable to get in a game. To Yep, no game for If You Stay Ready. He was trying to get in there so he can jump ahead of Nick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we had quite a few games that had tactical surprises. Yep, yep. Barat Virtanen. Yep. And while we're talking about them, yeah, of course I'm a little bit biased with my Cal background, but both of those guys and just everyone on that UC Berkeley team, but Arjun Bharat and Timu Virtanen, I'm telling you, these are quality young men, just quality people, giving um, with their time, very generous. They give back. They're just good quality people. Like it's an honor to um, have them as part of our chess community, and that goes for like the entire team. We've seen a lot of those players grow up. We've known them as even young kids, and then go to middle school and then high school. Now they're in college, and to see what they're doing over there at Cal with the type of chess club they have. I mean, they sent 5 teams, like 5 or 6 teams, to the amateur West, and they had like 4 or 5 players that didn't play for whatever reasons that had international masters and right. They could have put a strong whole other team that didn't even play. So the chess community at UC Berkeley is very vibrant, and not only that, it's just filled with good quality people. So uh, it was fun to cover their success at the Amateur West. 1 minute left in the arena, and If You Stay Ready did not get another game, so it looks like Nick will win, even if he doesn't get to finish this game, and it does not look like he's going to be able to do it. And if he doesn't do it, Nick will have finished with 4.5 out of 5, the only draw coming to by Gonzalo Oli MS, but was able to get a victory over him in the second game. And Alexi, no worry. I highly doubt anything would get copied from the newsletter. Your writing is far superior to mine, so I mean, you copy mine, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I know you're not doing that. And there it is. The arena's over. Nick DeFermian, 4 wins, 1 draw. Wins with 12 points. If You Stay Ready at 10. And National Master Mike Saylor finishes with 8. And thanks everyone for playing. And Gonzalo, good luck in the semifinal. Now I'm gonna have to look that up. See if I can follow your progress. We'll be rooting for you. And my last shameless plug: check out the Tuesday Night Marathon. It starts next week. If you're interested in playing, just follow this link in the Twitch chat and get in on the action. We're going to be streaming the U.S. Amateur Team West Scholastic site event this weekend, starting at 9:30 a.m. That's going to be held on Chess Kids. So if you want to see the kids in action, the future National Masters and FIDE Masters, they'll be playing this Saturday. And let's cheer on the kids, and we'll have the commentary, and we'll see which team comes out on top. And that is it, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the arena, and have a great weekend. And Super Bowl Sunday, go Bucks. And let's see how you feel about that. And I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.